Welcome, my friends. So happy to be here with you. Thank you for joining me on the mat. We're going to explore together a practice that opens the chest, opens the shoulders, so that we can really counter this day-to-day rounding that happens through the spine. Open up the body, get a nice full, deep breath into all that beautiful space. We are going to work with a couple of blankets today, or could be small cushions, so that we're going to start on our back with one cushion going, or blanket going under our head, and another one folded up sort of square that's going to go underneath the upper back. Our tailbone is down onto the mat, and we just have, with this blanket behind the torso, a little bit of a lift, already creating more space, more opening through the front body. So you can simply cross your ankles if you like, let your legs go long, or bend your knees and drop your knees into center. That'll give you the most softness to your belly. And we'll begin a nice rubbing of our palms here to build some heat, and then just take the palms over your face. And just let the warmth from your palms soften your face, soften all the little muscles around your eyes and lips, and feel the permission to let your awareness go more inward. Our yoga practice really done from the inside out. So take a few more breaths and really letting your awareness come within. Letting your mind begin to quiet, your breath begin to deepen. And keeping your eyes softly closed, just slide your hands down to your belly. And invite your breath to begin to flow in and out of belly. As if there were a balloon in your belly, and as you inhale, you're filling the balloon with breath. And as you exhale, you're emptying. And as you start to feel the expansion from the inhale, and then that releasing, a little contraction in the abdominal area from the exhale. As you start to feel this rhythm of your breath, we're going to deepen it. We got the space now with this lift through the chest. We're going to bring one hand up to the chest. So as you breathe into the belly and the belly expands, we're going to bring that up to the chest and feel an expansion opening through the chest. And exhaling and empty. Inhaling fills your belly, and then all the way up to chest as best you can. Exhaling and empty. So continue. The outer body with this lift behind the torso, we've got more space. And the torso to receive the breath, filling belly and up to chest. And then your breath filling the space and creating more space from the inside. So just one more. Just feeling the possibility of more expansion, more spaciousness through chest, through belly, both inside and out. And then take a moment here just to settle into a natural breath rhythm. Take a moment to consider what has brought you to your mat today. So glad you're here. We're doing this practice together. But what do you need from this practice? How can it support you? Set an intention for yourself. Beautiful. Now, as you are ready, we're going to open the arms out, just sort of out like wings at our side. We're going to take an inhale with our knees at center, and then as you exhale, take your knees over to the right. It's going to be, again, a little movement, lower body. Inhale, take knees up to center, and exhale to the left. So a little wind chill wiper movement. Inhale up to center, exhale to your right, Inhale up to center and exhale to your left. Begin to follow your breath rhythm. Just moving the legs side to side, a nice little unwinding. Any tension at the low back, feel it releasing as we go side to side. And then the next time your knees come over to the right, let's let them come all the way down and follow them to come on to your right side. You might need to just bring your arm under your head for a little more support because we've got a shoulder in between the head and the earth. Now let your left arm come out in front of you. You're going to loosen up through the shoulder, left shoulder joint. Inhale, take the arm skyward. You can take it overhead, circle it around behind you, and then bring it forward. So drawing a nice big circle, inhale, taking the arm up overhead, behind you. Exhale, circle it down and back in front. Yeah, so nice big circles with the left arm. If that's a lot in the shoulder joint, then just let your hand come to rest on the shoulder and draw circles with your elbow. Take a few more circles around. Let your fingers be soft, let there be a bend in your elbows so you're really exploring the movement through your shoulder joint. And then take the arm up and back behind you and just stay here in the twist shape. So it's really important that the arm rest on something. So the earth behind you, if that's way too far away, just let it rest at your side, maybe elbow to the earth. So we've still got more opening through the shoulder joint, through the left side of the chest, but there's support underneath, and that allows for more release, more muscular release. So take a couple of breaths here. Maybe your chin can go to your left shoulder, so we get a nice opening through the neck, a little rotation there. Take one more breath, inhale, and exhale. Nice. So let's now bring our knees up to center, come back onto our back, and just readjust to the midline of your mat. Take your feet hip width, or wider than your hips even. And we're going to do that movement through the legs, but with the feet wider, there's going to be a little more loosening up through the hip joints as well as the low back. So inhale at center. Exhale to your left this time. Tricky there. Inhale up to center, and then over to your right. And if you went the other direction, no worries. I'm just going to go side to side for a few moments, following your breath rhythm. Inhaling up to center, exhaling to the right, inhaling up to center and exhaling to the left, and then beginning to follow your breath rhythm. Let it be a nice rolling action. You might feel a little massage going on at the low back and feel really good. A nice loosening up through the hip joints. And then the next time your knees come to the left, we'll take them all the way over and follow them. So we're laying on the left side. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see me. But you're laying now on your left side. And we're bringing our right arm in front. So we're going to open up through the right shoulder joint. As you inhale, take the arm up, take it overhead, circling around behind you and towards your feet and in front. So inhale, up overhead, behind. Exhale towards your feet and in front. And again, if that feels like too much sensation in the shoulder joint, just have your fingers resting on the shoulder joint and draw a circle with your elbow. So take a few more circles around, really exploring a nice fluid movement. If you feel a stickiness, sort of a jumpiness in the movement, slow it down, deepen your breath. And that should help release tension, and the movement will feel more fluid. So the next time your arm comes behind you, you're going to give it a place to rest. So you want it, you could put some support under it, bring the earth up to meet your arm, or rest your arm on your body, wherever it feels the support. Maybe your chin towards your right shoulder. And then simply breathe. Twists, wonderful for releasing tension through the entire spinal column. For giving the abdominal organs a nice little massage. So we've got a compression in the belly, and as we belly breathe, you'll feel that massaging action. So taking one more breath here. Nicely done. And then as you're ready, bringing your knees up to center and adjust to the midline of the mat. And take a moment here, just draw your knees in. So a nice bilateral stretch here along the spine. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then as you're ready, send your legs up. It's always nice to give the hamstrings a little love. You can point and flex your feet, wake up the ankle joints. And then when you're ready, hugging your knees in again. And you could rock and roll or roll to your side. I'm going to choose that option today. And come on up to seated. And as you come up to seated, we're going to come forward onto hands and knees with one of our supports underneath us. So on our hands and knees, we're going to take our knees under our hips, our hands under our shoulders. We're going to take an exhale. This is our cat-cow, but a little different today. We're going to tuck our chin, tuck our tailbone, and round our spine. And then as you inhale and arch the spine, bend your elbows deeply and drop your chest towards the blanket or cushion that's under you. It won't touch, but it gives a direction to move in. And then slowly coming up, rounding the spine. And then bending your elbows as you arch the spine so it feels like your chest is dropping down towards the blanket or cushion. So do a few more. Follow your breath rhythm. Should feel really nice. Just opening your heart towards the earth. And then as you round, you'll feel that stretch at the back of your heart. And so taking one more pulsation here. And then as your chest comes down towards the cushion, we're going to come down into Anahatasana, where we place our forehead maybe on the back of your wrists, maybe on the earth. You can roll that blanket or cushion up so it comes under your chest, and your tailbone is still reaching up for the sky. You want your knees to be under your hips. So I'm going to sneak mine back a little bit, and then you'll feel there's more opening, more space for the chest to open towards the earth. Point your toes back. Feel a nice opening through the chest, through the armpits. Take a couple more breaths here. Very nice. And then for a moment, rising up, send your legs out and put your front ribs down onto that cushion. Point your toes back, and we'll take a moment here in Sphinx pose, rooting into the forearms, drawing the chest forward and up. Take an inhale at center. As you exhale, take your chin over your left shoulder. Hello. And then slowly back to center. Take an inhale, draw the chest forward through your arms, and then chin to right shoulder. And back to center. Root into the forearms, draw your chest forward, press the tops of your feet down into the earth. Feel your legs long and strong. Maybe begin to lift your elbows. Feeling a little more opening through the chest. Drop the shoulders down. So shoulders don't come up. Shoulders drop down. Take one more breath here, coming up as high as is comfortable. Make sure that your tops of the feet are rooted. Your tailbone is pointing back towards your heels. Sternum is moving forward and up. One more breath. Inhale. Beautiful, strong spine. Good job. Exhale, coming down, elbows widen, and forehead rests on the back of your hands. And you'll feel a little bit of a press up into the ribs. That's okay. Just feel a nice release through the spine here. One more breath. And hands under the shoulders, press up and back to child's pose. You can now rest your forehead on the blanket. And exhale here. And inhale, rising up, and we will put that blanket aside for now. Bring your knees together underneath you. Send your right leg back behind you. Big inhale as you lift the leg. Feel a nice toning in your glute. As you exhale, bring the knee forward, bring the foot forward, and place it between your hands. Keep the torso nice and low. You're going to take your hands and interlace them behind you. Point the first two fingers back behind you and feel how that takes the shoulders back, and the neck space is nice and long. Take an exhale here. As you inhale, rooting into the feet, chest rises up, heart to sky. And exhale, slowly lower, bringing that right shoulder towards the knee, maybe even dipping inside. Root down and rise up. Nice. And then lower down, shoulder to knee or dip inside. One more. Rooting down and rising up. And then slowly lower. Stay right here. Just lift your arms a little bit higher, then release the fingers and put your hands down either side of the front foot. We're going to pop the back knee up and come onto the ball of the back foot. Come onto your finger pads, these cupcake hands, your favorite cupcake underneath. So we got to lift up nice and high, like a spider hand. Rooting into the hands, into the feet. This time draw your chest forward, sternum forward. And as you exhale, take the hips up and back, float the front toes, and dip into that front hamstring. Inhale, take it forward, open the chest. Exhale, take it up and back, opening the hamstring. Follow your breath rhythm now. This goes very deep into so many areas in the body. Find the rhythm that's right for you for a few more breaths. Opening the chest, opening the hip flexor, opening the hamstring, lengthening the spine. Take one more pulse. So many benefits in this lovely prana lunge. And then slowly come to stillness in the high lunge. Put your back heel down to the ground. Root into both feet equally. And as you root down, rise up into the warrior one shape. Let's float our arms up and cactus our arms. Really root down into the feet, strong legs. Take an inhale, draw the breath up your spine, and then as you exhale, sit down into that front knee a little bit more. Yeah, just explore the potential. Now as you inhale, press the elbows back, look up and feel your chest wide open. And as you exhale, bring the elbows and palms together, chin towards chest. Inhale, press it back, open, look up. Exhale, press it in. Wide open through the heart. Feel it. Press it back. Stay here. And then turn your palms skyward. Snuggle the bottom tip of your shoulder blades in towards your spine and let your heart kiss the sky. Big inhale. Nice. Exhale, hands to heart. Take an inhale, draw the breath up your spine. Exhale, bringing your hands down either side of the front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot, put your knee down. Take your right leg back, knees side by side, and take a moment in child's pose. Nice big inhale here. Nice long exhale. Then inhale, rising back up onto hands and knees. Let's take our left leg back. We're going to float it up and feel a nice length and strength in the leg, toning in the glute. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knee, bringing it forward, foot forward, coming right between the hands. Keep the torso low. Interlace the hands in the funky way. Point the first two fingers back, taking shoulders back, neck space is long. Root into the feet and rise up. As you squeeze the hands, as you take your gaze up, feel that wide opening through the chest, across the front of the shoulders, even to the belly. And then exhale, lower down. So left shoulder touches knee or goes inside. Root down, rise up. Use the strength of your hands hugging to open the chest. And then exhale, lower down. Doing great. One more. Inhale, rising up, open chest, sky. Exhale, lowering down. And then right here, let's lift our arms a little higher. Feel more opening through the shoulders. And then release the hands and bring them either side of the front foot. Pop that back knee up. Okay, spider or cupcake the hands. We're on our fingertips. Might be easiest just to say it like that, on your fingertips. Inhale, draw the chest forward. So feel like your sternum is going forward and up. And then exhale, takes your hips up and back. Float your front toes and feel a nice lengthening in the left hamstring. Inhale, bring it forward. Chest opens, right hip flexor lengthens. Exhale, hips up and back, float the front toes. The left hamstring gets a nice stretch. Now begin to follow your breath rhythm. And really enjoy a whole multitude of benefits from this prana lunge. Really touching the body in so many places. Just taking one more pulse. And then as you come back to the high lunge shape, put the back heel down to the ground, root into the feet, and rise up to warrior one on this side with your arms in cactus. Take an inhale, draw the breath up the spine, and then as you exhale, bend into the front knee and go a little bit lower. Just explore the potential. And as you're ready, you're going to press the arms back, look up. So feel that stretch opening across the chest. And then exhale, press elbows and palms together, chin into chest. Inhale, opening the front body. And then exhale, pressing that center, open the back body. One more, open it up. We're going to linger here. Turn the palms to face up. Hug the bottom tip of the shoulder blades in. Wide open heart, inhale. And exhale. Very nice, palms together at heart center. Take an inhale, draw the breath up the spine, and exhale, hands down either side of the front foot, and then turn to the long side of your mat. So your feet are nice and wide and your toes are turned in. Going to protect the knee joints. Take an exhale and just hang down here for a moment. If you're not doing an inversion, just lean on your thighs. Generous bend in your knees. We still get a nice lengthening through the spine, even if we're leaning on the thighs. Otherwise, take your hands, interlace them behind you. And as the head hangs down, take the arms overhead. And there's that nice opening through the shoulder joints. Take an exhale here. Inhale, root into the feet and rise all the way up. Point the first two fingers down towards the earth and feel how that lowers the shoulders down. Squeeze the heel of the hand together and feel how that opens the front of the shoulders. Maybe take a gaze up. Now let's spread our wings. Keep that nice opening across front body. Turn palms to face up. Big inhale here. Hug the bottom tip of the shoulder blades in. And then exhale, fold it down. Keep the arms wide. Crown of head to earth. Root into the feet. Inhale, rising up. Turn the palms, heart, gaze to sky. And exhale, folding down. One more. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, folding down. Now take your hands, interlace them in the funky way. Take them up and over. One breath. And then release the arms and just let it all hang. Take one more breath here. Nice deep inhale. Let something go and fold a little deeper. Beautiful. And turn to the top of your mat. Back in the lunge shape. Put your back knee down and return to child's pose. Take a moment in child's pose for a nice full deep breath. And slowly rising up, we're going to get our blankets. And this time, we're going to, if you like, fold the blanket that's going under your chest up a little bit more. So have those sitting right there. Come to sit down. And we'll actually, for a moment, take that folded blanket, put it under our knees. Take the blanket that's going to go under our head and just sit on it. We'll do a nice little forward fold here before we open up in the other way. So with the support under our knees, sitting up onto something, I'm just going to slowly rest our hands onto our shins and use the rooting of the hands to draw the chest forward, just like we did in the prana lunge. And then you can just take your chin in and let that collapse and feel what it's like here as you root your hands into the shins to draw your chest forward and up like we did in lunge, like we did in Sphinx. And then just let it collapse. Just feel the difference. And then last time, rooting into the shins, draw the chest forward and up. That's it. Keep the spine nice and long. Keep that opening across the chest as you walk the hands forward just until where you feel that there's a nice opening through the hamstrings. Another way to do this, to keep the opening through the chest, is to have the hands behind you. So if you feel like you're rounding a lot, you could bring the hands, those cupcake hands, spider hands, behind you. So that for today, even as we fold towards the earth, we have the open heart, open chest. So either fingers back, hands on shins, rooting and drawing the chest forward. And then close your eyes and just take 3 full deep breaths here. See if you can find that breath that flows into belly and up to chest. So come back to where we began, where you can feel that expansion from the inside, the breath filling the space and creating more space. That's for 2 more breaths. And then slowly walking the hands up. And now we'll return these blankets to where we had them. 1 to go under our head and 1 to go under our chest. We're going to come on to our elbows and make sure that that support is behind the shoulder blades. And we'll root our forearms into the earth and lift your chest up off of the blanket or cushion. Maybe your head goes back if you like, if that feels good. And then just curl it in. So we've been doing this movement a lot today, so you can feel it in many different dynamics and many different orientations to the earth. The difference between collapsing, that rounding in the spine, and then that beautiful expansion and opening. Right? Just so that we have a body memory and we can find our way back. Sometimes it's nice to curl in, right? Nice to close in and go inward in the heart. But really, what most of us need more practice in is this expansion, this opening. Gravity, that's such a big stress on the body, and it is really physically having this, creating this rounding in the spine. So really feel, just for a few more pulses, the difference, so that we can find our way. When we choose, we can find our way to that beautiful open chest, that expansion, opening through the front body. Then widen your elbows and let yourself come down onto your support. You might need, with more lift under the chest, you might need more lift under your head. You might cactus the arms or have them folded in. Just find the placement that feels best for you, that you can really receive this shape. Right? With the supports underneath us, we want to really let go of any efforting, so our body can receive the support, and from that support experience greater opening. So the knees bend. If you have another cushion you can place under your knees and you can lengthen them, otherwise the knees stay bent and dropped into center. And we'll take a moment here and really actively hug the shoulder blades in towards the spine, and then release that. And then 1 more, actively hug the shoulder blades in towards the spine, and release that. And then as you're ready, actively hug the chin into the chest, and release. And actively hug the chin into the chest and release. And take a nice big inhale and hold your breath. Exhale and release. See if we can find the fullness of the breath. Inhale, filling belly and chest, and hold. Maybe sip in a little more air. Feel the full potential expansion from the inside. Exhale and release. And then 1 more, that full breath, filling belly, filling chest, filling heart center. Hold your breath, sip in a little more. And let it go. And for a few moments, just let your body really let go into that shape. To let the body memory settle in to your awareness, this open chest, open heart. In yoga, we don't just talk about being open-hearted, we cultivate it, we breathe it, we live it. Feeling it right here for a few more breaths. Now you could choose to rest here as we take a few moments in Shavasana, or you could press into your elbows, pull that lift out from underneath the chest and place that on you. And then just let your arms be where it's comfortable. You might lengthen your legs out. Make sure the neck is supported as well as your head. Maybe return one hand to belly, one hand to chest. And let all your awareness be to your breath. To feel your breath as this beautiful inner rhythm, as unique as your fingerprint. And for a few moments, allow yourself to be absorbed into a slow, gentle rhythm. Now you might continue to rest. If this feels complete for you, as gently as you're ready, just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe take your arms overhead and do a beautiful long stretch. Take a full body yawn. And draw your knees in for that nice deep hug. You can rock and roll or roll to your side. Come on up to seated. Gently rubbing your palms and bringing your palms to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today, for the honor of guiding you through this practice. May we live in peace. May we share loving kindness. And may we recognize a friend in each other. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, my friends.